Hello everyone, I want to do a video on perfectionism. Well, part of our healing journey is letting go of that perfectionism, because perfectionism can become such an obsession and an unrealistic goal to be able to do things perfect, because we are not perfect. Not one of us are perfect in this world, and we live in an imperfect world. So to put that pressure on ourselves and on our system, it does affect our health, because it becomes such an obsession, and you get such bogged down because you want to make sure that you get it right, and then it can then cause you to be paralyzed in fear, because you think, oh, what if I fail? What if this doesn't work? What if I don't succeed? And so forth. And it just puts your body in such a turmoil point of place where you're actually striving. And I think you've got to ask yourself, is that really helpful? Is it healthful? No, it's not. It's not helpful or healthful at all, because we grow as people when we learn from our mistakes, because okay, I learned from that, and then you have another go and you get, you do a better job of it because you learn from it. And and it's also a good encouraging sign and shows strength when you can actually ask for help. It's that pride and resistance that stops us from asking for help. And it's just, you really got to keep asking yourself when you're doing things. If you start to get that perfectionism mindset, is this helpful? Is this helping me feel calm and relaxed, or am I getting obsessed and frustrated and stressed and all that sort of thing? And you find when you do things not so perfectly, things still work out fantastically. Because as you know from my testimonies, I joined Reorigin April last year to do neuroplasticity, and in the training they teach you not to be perfectionist. It's like there's no right or wrong way of doing things. You can still progress. Like, I remember when I got a cold and I wasn't able to do the program so well, and yet I still felt I could still see the progress in my healing and coming forward, and my change of thinking, even though I wasn't doing the program at Reorigin correctly. So that spoke volumes to me, that and it took the pressure off. Hey, I don't have to be doing this right, it still works. And I think it's important to let go of that perfectionism. But I know that we live in a world where it's kind of forced upon us that, oh, you've got to be perfect to do this, you've got to be perfect to do that. And one example I can easily give you is, like, in November when I started this YouTube channel. I actually laugh at it now, but on my news feed there were all these videos coming up of, oh, rookie mistakes that new video bloggers come in where they don't do the editing right, or they don't do this right, or don't do a thumbnail, or whatever it is, all the editing issues. And it's like, you won't get people to your YouTube channel if you don't do it perfectly, blah 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 blah. And I'll be honest with you, I did get a bit sucked in at first. I thought, oh no, but then, thanks to my Reorigin training, I was able to catch myself and go, okay, I'm getting stressed here, I'm getting caught up in this. Nope, this is not right. This is all about the healing journey, and I don't need to be perfect. I'm not a graphic designer, I'm not a video editor. It's like, I'm just doing this because I want to help people. It's about, sharing the content to help people with their healing journey. And it's about enjoying myself and having fun, and not letting it, if it stresses me out, or I start to think, oh, I'm not perfect and all that, then what's the point in me doing this? It defeats the whole purpose of this video being about the healing journey. So I just relaxed on that, and I said, no, this YouTube channel is about me being me and, you know, giving out the content to help others. And I just had to stay focused on the healing journey. Has my videos improved? I think it has. I think it has. And I actually only just found out the other day that I could actually get the to work the YouTube thumbnails on YouTube, because I didn't know you could do that. I was trying to do it on the CapCut application app, and I just couldn't seem to figure it out. I have to wait for my daughter to show me how to do that. But yeah, it's really easy to do it on YouTube. So now I can now get thumbnails on there, and my thumbnails may not be fancy dancy, but it doesn't matter. It's all about the content, and it's just about being me and designing things the way I do. And I'm not gonna edit out all the ums and bloopers and stuff like that, because it's like, I look at it this way. If I invited you round to my place for dinner, I wouldn't go, oh, hang on a second, just let me edit out my blooper, my whatever. That's not how life is. When we're socializing with people, it's bloopers and all, warts and all. We don't go around deleting and editing out our bloopers and mistakes. It's like, that's what's so wonderful about being imperfect. It's like it would be a boring world if everything was so perfect, let's be honest. Another example is um, my husband's and my late grandmother on my husband's side. Oh man, she was a real perfectionism, especially when it came to knitting things. She would get so frustrated and if she made a mistake, and she would unravel it and then start again. And then if it still didn't go right, she would unravel it again. She would have probably done that several times until she finally got it to her satisfaction, so that she could continue past onto that and keep moving forward. And sometimes it would take her, I think, a year and a half, 2 years before she completed a jumper or a cardigan or something like that, because she just was such a perfectionist. And I just thought, wow, it's amazing she ever got things done, but you could tell it was getting her frustrated as well. And I thought, well, that's not helpful. When you knit or crochet, it's supposed to be fun and enjoyable. So I don't know, I kind of laugh at that, but I know for myself, I taught myself how to crochet using YouTube videos. I think, was it 3 or 4 years ago? And my first major one was a blanket, and it's not perfect. I knew right from the word go it was going to be an imperfect blanket, but it's for my husband's and my bed. It's a queen size, and it fits. It may be wider on that side and then narrow down that side, but it might be a bit wonky and so forth. But hey, it still does the job. It still keeps us nice and warm in winter. And some of it looks really good, some of it doesn't, but that's okay. That was my first go at a blanket, and I actually love it, and I'm actually embracing the imperfectionism of it. And also, when I've crocheted jumpers and tops, may not be perfect, and I can only think, oh, if Mama had seen that, she would have been like, oh, it would have done her limbic system in big time, because she was such a perfectionism with her undoing and unraveling and re-knitting and stuff. You gotta laugh though. And another example is back in 91. I got hit with Bell's palsy on this side of the face, and I was in the 20% margin of people who don't heal from their Bell's palsy because of the extent of the damage. And I know from myself, for years and years and years, I couldn't stand to look at myself in a mirror or in photos or anything like that, because all I could see, it wasn't my normal face. The Bell's palsy had distorted my face, and it was like, oh, I couldn't handle it. But good thing with Reorigin is that they teach you to love and appreciate your body. And as it says in the Bible, we're wonderfully, fearfully made in the Lord. And you know, and I've got to keep reminding myself of this. Even when my daughter got married in January, I'm looking at the photos and it's like, oh no, I've got to remind myself, embrace the imperfect, and see the beauty and the quirkiness in my face or in my crocheted tops and jumpers and blankets, and or the art or my videos or whatever it is I do, to embrace the imperfectionism. And I think, letting go of the perfectionism has just been a huge key to my healing over these last few months. And I'm so grateful for Reorigin and their neuroplasticity program. It's just helped me in so much, and everyone in the community, we've all helped and supported each other, and we've all contributed to each and other's healings as well. So I totally recommend joining Reorigin and helping with so many neural issues, whether it be multiple chemical sensitivity, food sensitivities, OCD, whatever it might be. It's just a huge thing to have that freedom. So I think a good exercise would be to look at yourself and work out, okay, what things am I striving in to be perfect in, that's become an obsession that freezes me from moving forward. If you can get a list written down on that, and then you can actually go, okay, I'm going to take steps, just incremental steps, and moving forward and doing things that you're afraid of, and just enjoy the process. Just that's what it's all about, enjoying the process, and you know, you know, encouraging yourself to move forward, because you can't move forward if you're living in fear and having that perfectionism mentality, because things always work out. If you think back over your life of things that you haven't done perfectly, hey, they've worked out fine. And the good thing about things that are imperfect is they are original. There's not another one like it in the world. That's another thing that I like about it. So I really want to encourage you in your healing journey to embrace imperfectionism. See the beauty in the imperfect. Go out of your way to do things that are imperfect, and bit by bit you'll retrain your brain to stop being a perfectionism, because it is pretty boring if everything's perfect. I think it adds character when things aren't perfect, and I can really see the beauty in the imperfect now. But yeah, I'm even speaking to myself in this, because I'm still working on this perfectionism, and letting go of it and embracing the imperfect. And I think the more and more that I can do it, the freer and freer I get, and it's just huge. So I really want to encourage you, because I know we all have a bit of a lean towards the perfectionism. So anyway, I hope this has helped in your healing journey, because as I keep saying on my channel, it's a holistic approach, not just food and exercises, diet and so forth. It's dealing with the limbic system, the attitudes and everything like that. Anyway, God bless.